I want to start just by reading a few numbers. Ontario was regulated back in April 2022. And so if you look back at year one of the industry, the fiscal year is April to April for the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario and iGaming Ontario. So for year one, almost $36 billion in total wagers. That's both sports betting, online casino, online poker, and approximately $1.4 billion in total gaming revenue for the operators. As Nick mentioned when we were prepping to come in the room here, that meant about $250 million for the provincial government in Ontario for year one. When Amanda and I joined, we sat here about a year ago. We were looking, there were 36 operators running 68 websites in Ontario. That number today is 47 operators and 71 websites. And so far in 2023, going back to January, we've seen about $42 billion in total wagers and about $1.6 billion in total gaming revenue for the industry. So, Amanda, I'd like to start with you just on, again, going back to 2021, the first time we sat in this panel. You know, where are we today with this industry with a focus on Ontario?
Am I? Okay, now we're on. Thanks, Steve. I think if you were to speak to anyone who's working for the regulators, either the AGCO or IGO or even the government of Ontario, they'd be very pleased. When the first year anniversary rolled around in April of this year, the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario, which hands out the licenses, was very pleased at the high channelization rate. And when I talk about channelization, that means when you consider that Ontario, like every other province, was a gray market, which meant operators went here providing who knows what kind of services, and all the money was leaving the province. A year after the market had opened, they had over 80% channelization. So they have captured over 80% of those operators who'd actually come in, went through the due diligence process, decided to sign up, get a license, and are adhering and complying with the standards that are now in place. So from that point of view, you could look at the first year of operation of the market and say it has been a success because moreover, the government had very specific public policy objectives it was trying to achieve, chiefly among those being player protection, because before the licenses were awarded and the market was regulated, you had absolutely no idea if the website you were gambling with was going to treat you honestly, was going to have safeguards in place to make sure that people who shouldn't open accounts or shouldn't gamble, were not doing those things. And so, as the Canadian Gaming Association was fond of saying, only by shining a bright light on this activity, because we knew it was taking place, we knew all the money was leaving the province, only by shining a bright light on this activity and, making it a market full of regulation and consumer protection, could we actually be certain that the operators coming in were going to offer customers who were able to register and open accounts a fair experience, an enjoyable entertainment-based experience, but a fair one as well.